Yes, y'all, welcome back to episode 2 of the Mixing Pot podcast. Now I got it right. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mixing Pot podcast. I am Chef Tarik.
Chef Keyla.
And Chef Drewski.
How you guys feeling?
Feeling good.
Feeling
Excited
good.
to be here.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm in the holiday spirit.
Yes. Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy holidays. How you guys feeling? Damn.
It's Hanukkah too.
It's
Hanukkah too.
It's Hanukkah. I'm sorry.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy
I say
Kwanzaa.
happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Include
Six.
everybody.
You gotta say it.
Everyone gotta get their specifics. You feel me?
We have a great show for you guys today. We're gonna start off with our drinks of the day. Today, this is one of my favorite drinks. It's called Dark and Stormy. So what we have for you is our Gosling's rum and some ginger beer. So basically, Andrew and Kayla have theirs already poured. So it's going to be 2 ounces of rum. Oh my Jesus Christ. I'm messing up today.
Wow.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm messing up.
We paid
Jesus.
good money for that.
I am glad I moved
Well, I
that
know.
out of the way when I did.
You know? Yeah. Alright, so today's drink we have is called Dark and Stormy, which is 2 ounces of Gosling's and about 3 ounces of ginger beer with a splash of lime and our lime as a garnish. Basically what you can do is basically either pour in your ginger beer first and let it sit at the bottom and the rum at the top so you have that difference of the colors, or you can mix it in what we basically did today. But yeah, this is our drink of the day. And basically what rum is, it's made from molasses, which is made from sugar cane, which goes all the way back to the West Indies, and that's why there's so much rum that's created from the Caribbeans, like, you know, Jamaica and stuff like that.
Right.
But question for you guys. Do you guys know where the first rum distillery ever made from?
I want to say no, but I know already.
Yes, so it's made from Mount Gay Distillery, and that opened up in about 1700s. That's where they first started kind of like producing rum, like manufacturing. But rum initially was kind of founded like in the 1600s, like mid 1600s, like 1650 and stuff like that. It's a pirate or a seaman's drink.
He said it again.
Okay. I said it. Yeah, I said
What's
it.
good with them?
Pause. You can pause me later.
Pause.
Okay.
What's good with them?
We need that pause button.
Exactly.
The hey yo.
I'm gonna go get our other drinks of the day. Hold on.
Oh, we got 2 drinks for the day.
Oh my
Drew's
God.
trying to kill us right now.
Andrew is going to have me go to the hospital for a diabetes overload.
Literally.
Overlord?
Overload.
Overload. There we go.
Overload.
I'm like, what?
We might as well get into our weeks basically. Kayla, you might as well start it off since Drew ran out the room.
Sure. So I had a pretty good week. Honestly, just been running around trying to get Christmas gifts done last minute because I'm always super last minute with it. What else significant happened? I think a pretty chill weekend. I haven't really done much. I started watching this show called In the Dark on Netflix. So it's basically about this blind lady, and so she ended up one day, like, she was walking down an alley and she got mugged, but there was this little kid who was nearby who like saved her basically, right? And so they became really good friends. But I want to say like the second, third episode in, she's walking down the alley, she's looking for her friend, because she would always meet him there like every night just to chat. She ends up finding his body in like a body bag. And like she recognized him because obviously like she touched his face and like his scent and everything. But you know, she got back to her apartment, called the police, this, that, the third. By the time they end up sweeping the scene, they didn't find a body. So everybody thinks that maybe he's like, you know, just like gone on vacation or something like that. I'm really interested in watching more actually. He has like an older cousin, in quotes, that he reports to, because obviously, I mean, he's just like selling on the streets.
Is this a series?
Yes, yep,
Oh, okay.
It's a series. It's
In the
called
Dark.
In the Dark. But the last episode that I left off on, the older cousin, was like in a, like doing like a visitation at a prison, talking to somebody, telling them, oh, there's like this white girl involved, or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So it's like he knows that the little kid is missing, but he's trying to fake it like he doesn't type deal. But yeah, I'm really interested in like watching more. I'm like, and you know I really don't watch TV.
You're not a big TV person, so that's surprising you even have a show you watch right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I went over to my friend's house the other day to help take care of them because they had a procedure done, and so obviously suggested like somebody stay with them the first 24 hours. So I went over, cooked dinner, and then like they knocked out because of all the meds and shit. So I literally just stayed up. I was on Netflix. I'm like, what the fuck do I watch? And I was like, oh my god, I have to pick. That's like it takes the longest. But yeah, I ended up watching a couple episodes of that, and I found it really interesting. I was like, I'm gonna keep watching more.
That's pretty interesting. I've been on a Netflix spree lately.
Yeah, what you been watching?
So there's a few shows that came back that I have to start. Last Chance U Basketball, which follows like community colleges basically. So like they want a football, like players who want to get back to like Division I and get to the NFL. And then they started doing college basketball.
Okay.
The first season they did it. I think it's somewhere in the West Coast. I want to say like Seattle or something like that. But basically the first season was like. It ended off at COVID, basically. It was like they had a playoff game, and it was like, guys, we can't play
because of COVID.
Everything shutting down. So it was like that's like where like the first season ended, and like players who were transferring and stuff like that and graduated from there, you know, they went on to different schools. So this is the new season. I haven't gotten to that one yet, but don't make fun of me. So I've been watching Too Hot to Handle, which is basically that reality show.
I wish you guys could see my face. I mean, you can't see my face.
Exactly. Honestly, the reality shows, it'd be like crazy, but this one's like funny as hell. They just be doing this because it's like a prize too, so they're not supposed to have sex with each other. It's
literally
be really intimate. This guy really got these huge drinks. What in the world is this?
This is a regular.
So this isn't a venti.
No. Oh, this is the standard size. You look so shook right now.
I am so shook. I am not about to drink this. Like,
so Drew,
you won't have me bouncing off the fucking walls, Andrew.
So Drew got.
Look at it. I'm charged up. Look on the cup. I'm charged up.
So Drew got us these mango yuzu lemonades.
My stomach about to hurt.
And what is Drew? So what does it have in it?
So what it has is mango,
Titty, can you?
yuzu, and caffeine.
That is pretty
and
good.
hella sugar.
It's good though, right?
It's pretty good.
It's fire.
I'm not gonna drink a lot of that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm charged up.
Holy shit.
That's gonna be 3 runs to the back for me.
I'm charged up.
But no, Drew, right now we're just talking about everyone's week. So Kayla's telling us she's been watching a show called
In the Dark.
In the Dark. So which is
Where is
crazy.
it on?
It's on Netflix.
Netflix? So I've been, are we talking about your show or?
I already.
Well, I was telling them that I've been watching
Too Hot to Handle.
Too Hot to Handle.
Right, literally same face I did.
Bro.
I know.
What? Anyway, I've been watching, cause I'm like big into movies. I'm a really big moviegoer, and like I watch all the like legendary directors shits and stuff. And Guillermo del Toro came out with a series of scary shorts from all these other directors that make like scary movies and stuff like that, and he put them like in a compilation, and it's called The Curiosities in the Cabinet. Something like that.
That sounds interesting.
Bro.
They're good.
Oh, D, bro. Like,
Crazy,
like on some Black Mirror stuff.
No
like,
shit.
Like it's really good.
Yeah.
Cabinet of Curiosities, I think it's called, or something.
Cabinet of
like
Curiosities. That's interesting.
But you guys should definitely give that a watch if you're not faint of heart, of course, because they are like really scary.
Yeah, Cabinet of Curiosities. Yeah, you done my thought.
Okay.
That is the number one thing that's popping on my Netflix right now. Of course, you know, the daily Family Guy before bed, keeping up with that, and I'm really dying to see Avatar for real.
You still haven't seen it?
I still haven't seen it yet, and usually I'm like one of the top people that'd be like, yo, I already seen it.
Watching everything
Yeah,
right away.
So I gotta go see it. Of course, you know, she don't want to see it, but like you know, my wife, but like you know, like she don't want to see it. So I was like, damn, I probably would like with Chris or somebody. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
Kayla, so that was your weekend basically?
Yeah, it was pretty chill. I didn't really do too much. Yeah, I've been, ever since I came back from Colombia, I really haven't been wanting to do anything or see anybody. So I've just really been a homebody.
Okay.
Yeah, doing my shit. Mm-hmm.
All right. Drew, how was your weekend?
Weekend. World Cup, baby. Yeah, but it was lit. We had the event with the Chef Tarik company.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you how that went.
With Red Lounge. Shout out Red Lounge. Shout out Chef Tarik company. I'm part of that. And yeah, we just went in the studio and
We
had a couple drinks. And we had a ball.
We had a ball.
So like yeah, but like it was a good event. Everybody came out. Everybody ate good. You know, everybody had good food.
Yes.
And then after I went back to the crib, just chilled. Had a nice little Sunday.
Yeah.
What was on the menu, guys?
So we did cheese, scrambled eggs with cheese on. We did home fries. We did some with Cajun and some with just salt. Bacon, turkey bacon, and then pork sausage.
Okay.
And we did some French toast with berry compote.
Nice.
Was there anything else?
It was pretty good. Yeah, it was a good little brunch.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all you did, Drew? You didn't do anything else?
Was it this weekend or last weekend that I worked? I don't know.
Last week you were.
Yeah, it was last week that I
Okay.
worked. And Sunday, yeah. Saturday, I didn't really do much either. Just chilled. Oh, I cleaned. Yeah, I cleaned the house. What do you mean? I cleaned the studio, guys. That's what I did.
Clean the studio.
Okay.
Word.
But yeah, nothing really crazy. You know, gotta lay low before the holidays. You don't
For
wanna,
sure.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
wanna do too much because you know when Christmas comes, everybody's making big moves. So.
Exactly.
That is very true.
Yeah, didn't you post the other day, or maybe it was like yesterday or something? It was like Christmas always comes when
When I'm struggling financially for my life.
literally.
Yeah, sounds right.
Come on.
That's
Come on.
That ass don't want to be out, and it be too cold to be outside. Fuck that
Trying
shit.
to fight people over Christmas gifts, like.
Literally.
Bro.
Like,
And
no.
it's not even in the store, it's the parking lots, bro.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
like yeah.
If anyone knows
I'm really
anything,
about to get into a car accident over a gift. That's what I really
Dead
been
ass,
thinking about.
though.
Like, nah, I'm off this.
and if anybody knows the Province Place Mall parking, that garage is hell.
Yes.
Trying to get into it, trying to get out of
Trying to
it,
get out
it's torture.
Yup. That's a fact.
But yeah, that's Drew's weekend. My weekend was pretty good. Like Drew said, we had the World Cup finals at Red Lounge. Shout out to Red Lounge for letting us cook there and help them out with their event. That was a good day. The show was pretty simple. We just did basically what us chefs do when it's a busy night. We just throw random food together and say, "Oh, that's our dinner." So that was basically what we did.
That's what you did for the show?
Yeah. We did I just threw some sausage, bacon, some ate some eggs, the cheese. I had some English muffins. I just toasted those.
Nice.
I threw the berry compote on top and then put everything inside the English muffin, and that was the sandwich.
Nice.
With some home fries. That was lit.
Sounds bomb. So honestly, I love breakfast. Breakfast is my favorite meal of the day.
Mhm.
I could eat breakfast for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
Yeah, that was literally it. So, that was Sunday, but then yesterday happened, which was crazy.
Oh yeah, tell us about yesterday.
So like once a month. So Outspoken PVD. Shout out to Simply Sarah. Shout out to J1. Shout out to everyone yesterday that put on a great event as well. So they basically do like different events. So they do like an R&B, a hip hop, poetry and stuff like that. So yesterday it had put them all together basically. And had like a end of year like holiday party basically. Had a bunch of performances and stuff. Had the vendors out like they normally do. And you know, I cooked for it and stuff, and I was the vendor. And you know, me and Isaiah, you know, we go, or you know, if Drew's around, he'll go and help out. You know, so we get there, we set up and stuff like that. We're kind of waiting for like, all right, you know, when they have a break, or you know, people just come up and ask what food we have and serve. So these two dudes come up, and they're like, you know, what we guys have? So I'm gonna explain, hey, we got some mac and cheese bites, we got you know some beef pastels, we got this and that. And dude's like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, you want to get like, you know, a little bit of everything. All right, that's fine. So, and you've seen it before, like someone asked for everything. It's like, all right, we pile it on. Like plates look pretty good. So basically, I did his order, and before I did his boy's order, and Nazir, like me and Nazir was kind of like putting stuff together, and he's like, "Yeah, how much?" I was like, "All right, so it's gonna be $27." Now, mind you, when I do this event, it's a lot more just appetizers and stuff because it's just quick bites for people to eat
Right.
and
Yeah.
watch the shows. And you've seen
Especially the location. Yeah, it's not like there's no tables set up. It's
Exactly.
literally just chairs or you're standing.
You
At the
see
bar.
my face because I really want to know the conclusion.
Right.
So I tell him this, and the prices I don't have any crazy prices. Like I'll do like the chicken tenders will be like $8, and I'll try to give you like a good amount. And everything I do is all homemade. Everything is fresh for the most part. Like I did homemade pico de gallo. I did everything like fresh yesterday. We put everything in full plate. I was like, yeah, $27. This dude goes, what? $27? Nah, I ain't paying for that. That's disrespectful. Threw the plate right back on the counter.
What?
And literally, just like that. I'm looking at him. I'm like, oh, okay. And Nazir's sitting there shocked. He's like, what do you mean you're not paying? You're not gonna take it? You're not paying for it? We really just played the whole thing for you, and you gonna get mad because we told you the price was $27.
First of all, why didn't he ask for the price beforehand? That gets me a little mad. And not even that, but like you always have your menu posted
The menu is
with
right
the
there.
prices right next to your food items.
So this is the crazy thing too. So even with the menu, people still would say, "Oh, what do you have?" Even when I
Right.
say, "Hey, here's our menu," I still literally go over and say, "This is what we have here.
Yeah.
This is this."
People
is
don't
what
read, especially in events like that, because their
Exactly.
minds are all over the place.
Exactly. So even then, like you just said, he could have asked for the price before. I seen some people doing math on their phone, making sure, oh, okay. And this was my thing, and I'm gonna go into something else too. Even if he didn't have the $27, he can be like, oh damn, like I don't really got that, whatever. I would be like, you know, bro, it's all good. Hey, give me 15 or something. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's a holiday. It's
You
not
could've
that big.
went to him.
It's not that big of a deal, especially when I made the profit off of yesterday. It's not that
Right.
big of a deal, but I would rather get rid of the food instead of us taking it back and going to waste. Now, here's my biggest issue, and this is what I have all around with a lot of people, especially with people in Providence who don't really understand. Especially people who don't understand, people that have businesses. You can't shorten someone else's price because labor has to go into it. We're buying food, we're wasting gas, we're putting so much more energy into what we're doing. You can't be mad because I give you a price.
Yep.
You can't be like, nah, this is what your price should be. No. Because even I still struggle and be like, hey, damn, it sounds like I charge too much. But then when someone goes over the top and be like, oh, hell yeah, I know your food is good. So hey, here's an extra, a year amount. So they give me their payment plus a big tip. No. So that means my food is worth it. We know my food is worth it. We've been doing this for 2 years.
Yeah.
So stop, first to everyone, please, first of all, stop doing that. Whether it's someone who's cooking, whether it's someone who has jewelry, whether it's other vendors, people with small business appreciate what they're doing.
I was gonna say
Because they have, like, they're doing it one to, you know, have a better living and stuff like that. But they're literally making stuff on their own.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs, yeah.
Literally, yeah.
A
Small
lot of
businesses, everything is gonna. You're not gonna get the same price from going to fucking McDonald's or a KFC than you're gonna get from a small business, a small restaurant, or a pop-up shop. Like that's like common fucking sense.
And Nazir wanted to say, he was like, yo, if I wasn't in shock yesterday, I wanted to be like, yo, bro, just go get this from McDonald's if you don't got it for us.
Literally.
Like.
But like you said, like you pointed out, there was so many other ways that he could have gone about that.
Exactly.
Like instead of disrespecting you and throwing the plate back down and like just blatantly saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna pay that because it's too much," he could have just been like, "Oh, bro, is there anything that you could do for me? Like I got $20. Is that okay?"
Damn,
Type deal.
Damn, bro. Damn, I don't have that much money. Yo, can I just get this and this?
What
Okay,
can
cool.
I do? Yeah, or what can you do for me?
And
instead of being so
his
disrespectful.
boy got 2 items. He was like, "How much is mine?" I said, "Yours is 13." He gave me a $20 bill.
I was gonna ask you what his boy.
His
ended
boy
up
got
doing.
2 of the things, and his is $13. So
And he ended up giving you a $7 tip on top of that.
No, he gave me the 20. I gave him. I was giving him the 7, but he
Oh,
left
okay.
the dollar or whatever. So he still tipped.
Yeah.
Stop doing that to small businesses. Even if you don't have it, there's a way you can go about it and say, hey, this is what I have. Can you work with it? Not okay, cool, I understand. And this was the kicker too. He was a performer yesterday.
He was a performer?
He was a performer yesterday. So
I wish I would have been there, Tarik.
So now...
Because you know my ass would have fucking flipped on him.
So
I would have
now,
put him on blast.
So now you performing in front of people, but yet you still gonna look at a vendor and say, nah, that's disrespectful?
It's like that facade of social media where it's like, oh, you gotta pretend that like you got everything. Like I mentioned, or we talked about it last week, I think, where it's like you pretend to have everything, but at the end of the day, you don't. Same thing in an actual physical situation. You're showing up pretending that you got everything,
Yep.
or and you're good, but you actually don't. Like,
it's like literally like
I'm tight for him, bro.
Right.
I ain't saying that.
Like, literally,
I
I
was
was
just going
saying,
on a rant.
literally, yeah.
like for people who haven't tried my food or Kayla's or Drew's food or haven't seen us at events and stuff like that, everything we do is literally homemade, scratch. Even if there's something we put in that's not homemade, we still put most of the effort in to make sure everything is perfect. Like I did fried mac and cheese bites, homemade cheese sauce and everything.
Why don't we have any here right now?
Because they're all gone.
I'm just kidding.
We got supercharged lemonades though.
Yeah, we got some
Charged
charged
up right
lemonades.
now.
Yeah, that's what got me
yeah.
charged up right now, Drew.
Right, yeah.
Like literally, like homemade pico de gallo. I could have bought salsa and been like, yeah, you
Bro,
want
and
some?
the price of everything is going through the fucking roof as we speak. Every day, the price increases on everything.
Avocado
so it's like,
used to be 99 cents.
bro.
Them bitches $1.89.
Me and
Crazy.
my mom was just talking about it. Eggs and price rate. I used to get the 18 carton of eggs for like $2.50 like a year and a half ago. Those are like $5 now.
Yup.
I'm like, what the hell is this?
Inflation.
Inflation's crazy, bro.
Crazy as fuck.
So again, to everyone who doesn't have a business and you go to these events and you see vendors and their businesses, help them out. Be kind. Be patient. They're putting in the hard work and they're, you know, like Drew says, they're slaving over this stuff.
Literally.
So be kind to them. Be gentle. Don't be going there and making a ruckus and just being disrespectful to them.
Right.
Just because you feel like you didn't have it. None of us have it like that. And for me and Nazia, we understand it. We get it. Cool. It's not that big of a deal. But don't do that to people.
Yeah.
Shit, we sitting there making the food, we can't even eat it.
Literally.
Half the
Literally.
time.
Yeah.
Literally.
So, as many elegant dishes as we put out and been like, damn, I would dog that right now.
Right.
And still gotta serve it. And you serving that all day, bro.
And any higher chef in like higher end restaurants who would do this event, their prices would be way higher than mine.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I'm cutting chicken I'm literally from the packs and making tenders. That should be way higher than $8 for a few pieces.
Yeah.
Shit, if you would have threw a carbon station out on that alchemy, bro, everybody inflated $20.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yep.
And definitely, this is one topic I definitely want to get into with like just entrepreneurs and small businesses too. But that was just a rant from yesterday, and I was like, I definitely gotta let y'all know what happened. Cause
he texted the group chat yesterday like, oh my god, I got a story for you guys.
I was
bro,
like, just
every time Alchemy got a story though, there's always something that happens.
There's gonna be some crazy things that,
yeah, the first time ever that I went with him, some dude passed out, like literally, and was screaming at the top of his lungs.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
we were trying to help him up.
From what?
He was
just like on some shit.
he just kind of
bro, no bullshit though. He looked like a anorexic pit bull. Like
he was probably on
some
very
Mr.
hard
Worldwide
drugs.
shit.
But he was
blue
like
contacts though.
But he was like big too. So
Kinda, yeah. He was weird. It was weird. He was
That
off.
was weird.
He was like an off character.
It was like
it kind of reminded me. You know, like how in Men in Black when the aliens be hiding in human disguise. that's the vibe he was giving me. No bullshit.
Aliens walking amongst us.
Yeah, like I be seeing a couple of people like that too.
Yeah,
like,
nah,
you just
for
like,
sure.
are you really a human? Like,
Right.
You know?
Questioning that shit. Like,
yeah. But yeah, again, look, just be patient, be kind to people who have small businesses. They understand if you're struggling because they're going through it too. So especially around the time it's holiday season, everyone's trying to get money for their business for Christmas and stuff for their families. So that was my rant. But besides that, everything else been good. Everything's fine.
That's good. Yeah.
But besides
Christmas weekend, so
yeah, it is Christmas weekends.
keeping in the light spirit. I
Yeah.
guess.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We ain't forget about you aliens hiding as humans though.
Dead ass. Well, speaking of Christmas.
Oh.
I have some gifts for you guys.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so I'm gonna give yours first.
Oh my goodness. We have gifts, ladies and gentlemen. This is heavy as hell.
It is very heavy. Be
You know where to
careful.
put it at.
Drew, I didn't have like. Oh.
No, you did not. That's crazy.
I told you I was gonna get it for you for Christmas.
Wow.
That's for you and your cat.
Ah, this didn't need anything.
He needs lots of things.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so everyone who's listening on Spotify, me and Kayla were talking a while ago.
Help! Yo, if anybody knows me, these motherfuckers know me, deadass. Like anything with cinnamon and fucking icing. Yo, chill, Titty, chill. Look. It's a Christmas time on the Mixing Pot Podcast.
I know you're just throwing it at him.
Oh, really good.
Oh my
No,
God.
but yeah, me and Kayla literally talked about it. She has an iron salt can, basically.
ISI can.
ISI can.
Iron salt can.
Iron salt. You know what, man? You know what I'm saying. I knew what
So,
I'm saying.
if anybody watched the battle that I was in, I used an ISI canister for one of the components on my dish. So, an ISI canister basically, it allows you to infuse a liquid or basically anything that you want to put inside the can with either nitrogen or carbon. So, you can basically like with anything like a cream-based product, or you can charge like a liquid so that it has like bubbles in it, right? Per se. And so Tarik was like, oh, I need one of those so bad. And I actually had like another base at home, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna give that to him. But I ended up buying you like a new top, just because I didn't have more nozzles. But I figured even if you can intertwine or use the nozzles with either one of the tops, and I gave you a thing of the canister or the chargers as well, so you can start using that too. You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
And then Drew, I didn't know what to get you. I'm just kidding. I had an idea. I was like, all right, he loves incense, so let me get him a little incense thingy, and let me get him a bunch of snacks because he loves hella snacks. Every time I come here, he's eating anything cinnamon, whether it's like fucking Hostess or like fucking whatever it is. Yeah. And I got his cat a couple of little toys too. You guys are gonna see the clips.
Yo.
It's so cute. They're like little kids opening their gifts.
Damn, that's crazy. I'm in the store the other day. I was like, yo, this is a great gift for Kayla. I'm about to go return it and find something different.
I'm dead. No. No, what you got me, I know you got it with lots of love in your heart. So
Yeah, definitely.
I will accept.
Thank you, Kayla.
You're very welcome.
Kayla helped the nigga through the week.
Yeah, you don't got a nice snack now this week.
Snacks.
Dead ass. Oh yeah, and wait. Let's get lit.
Yes,
it's like
we're about to use this.
You can use it as like a little ashtray or
What's
something.
this?
Wow.
Yes, the incense holder.
But
There's
it's
incense
a
in there.
tarot card?
Yeah, so it's basically the sun.
Okay.
It's one of the tarot cards, and it just has like the design on it on the outside.
So literally, I'll
open
put
it.
the incense inside and then close it, and the smoke comes out.
Yeah, and then you can use both the little cone incense or the stick ones. So
Kayla knows I like incense because I like the incense before I like the blood.
Oh my
Dead ass
God,
though.
that's dope. That's dope.
Nah, yeah.
Kayla,
This is what having friends is for. To give
Yes.
gifts.
yeah.
But like I
it's
told
little
Kayla
things.
before the show, you know, my forever given gift is the gift of love and friendship, because that's just what I got.
Christmas always comes when
Merry-
I'm
Merry
financially
Christmas. From
struggling.
Daryl Andrews.
At least give me a card from the
Nah,
dollar
I got
for
you.
your
For real, I
song.
got you.
I'm just kidding.
We're gonna get some, no way.
Oh my god, well, I
It might
hope
be
you guys
summertime, but like, you feel me?
enjoy. I'm dead.
We'll be
Christmas
like,
in
hey,
July.
like, deadass, July. Hey, yo, remember that
Christmas
time?
in July. Remember that time during Christmas of last year?
that's funny. But speaking of incense and the sun, Kayla, you want to go into your topic?
Yes, let's do it. I am ready. Do I get my noise today?
I don't know which one it is, so we're not gonna do it.
Oh no! Okay, guys. So last week, remember I was on the mixer, and like we still have to figure out how to use the buttons for the noises on the roadcaster. I'm supposed to have like the twinkly one for like my topic, but
I don't want to press, just
Like
press random buttons.
The
the
really
reading rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like or some shit.
That, we'll do that right now. It's Kayla's topic.
I just did it. All right, guys. So today for my topic, it's gonna be a quick one, but I'm gonna talk about magic and just kind of touch up
What type of magic are we talking about?
on the basis of it, just general magic and kind of what it is, what
Kayla's
Talking about
what you know.
David Blaine magic?
David, no, I used to love David Blaine.
What about, you know who I used to like? Who was crazy scary? Chris Angel.
Yes,
Oh,
Chris
Chris
Angel
Angel,
was
yeah.
crazy
Bro,
too.
that- I used to
Just
like,
great. Like, what the hell's going on here? But yeah, so a quick Google search says that so magic is the power of apparently influencing the course of events by using mysterious or supernatural forces. That's basically what magic is according to Google, right? Now, I want to read you guys a quick little verse from this book called Everyday Magic by, I'm going to butcher her name. So, Semra, God, I can't even pronounce her last name. It's spelled Hakesever.
Hacksever, yeah. Semra Hacksever.
There we go. Thank you, Drew. So yeah, it's called Everyday Magic, Rituals, Spells, and Potions to Live Your Best Life. This was the first like metaphysical book that I ever really got. And there's a lot of really good information in here and just like to learn about, you know, what magic is and spirituality. But so I love it because literally like when you open up the book, it's like evil eyes, right? Or like your third eye. And then it's like the title page, and then the first thing it says is action plus intention equals magic. And ever since I saw this, I'm like, wow, that makes so much sense. Because if you think about it, when you have good intention behind something and you put action into it, you create what you want the end result to be. And what is that? That's magic, isn't it? That's something magical that you're creating. With the power of your thought plus your physical action. So just a quick little passage from in here in regards to the history of magic to kind of debunk it a little bit. So it says, thousands of years ago, witches were known as healers. They were looked upon as the wise men and women of the community, carrying a deep knowledge of both magic and medicinal components of plants and possessing a strong connection to animals. They were the medical practitioners of their time, working closely with nature cycles and honoring the changes of seasons. And I love that a lot just because it connects magic and witches back to health. And if you think about it, you know, when you think of magic, a lot of times you're thinking of like, all right, you know, like a physical person, like basically doing a spell, right? But what are they using? They're using things that are found in the earth.
Yeah.
So they're using things like crystals, herbs, etc. to create these potions, lotions, concoctions that essentially were used, you know, on other people or for themselves for a greater cause. So I really like that first part. So rituals were practiced for healing, protection, warding off evil, reversing curses, and attracting good fortune and love. These witches also experimented with hypnosis and astral projection through raising their own consciousness and spiritual ability, which allowed them to work with magical rites in order to have psychic insight and visions into the future. Now, this is the part that I really like. When I read it, I was like, wow, it makes so much sense. In these times, if you went to see a witch for an illness, they would prepare for you a healing blend of herbs to improve your health, as well as write you a spell to go with it for protection to prevent further sickness. It is interesting to see that many of the plants and herbs that were recorded as being used to cure illnesses by these witches were also noted as being used to banish negative energy, which that's a huge sentence and line for me. Because if you notice, like, I mean, I have like a very strong spiritual connection, and when I'm around somebody that has like a very strong negative energy, I feel so drained after. And so it's just like, it's crazy, it makes sense. at the time, such expertise and knowledge was a huge threat to the new religion of Christianity. To think that magic could change the course of someone's will would have suggested that there was something out there that was greater than God. So I really like that as kind of a little blurb in regards to the history of magic, because I feel like magic has such a negative connotation to it. People always associate it with, oh my God, like witchcraft is bad, like things like it's like the evilness, like Halloween, you see all the witches and goblins coming out and shit, right? But no, honestly, and I'm gonna say it on the podcast and everybody fucking knows it, and I'm speaking to everybody, I am a witch. I know that I am, and it's because I have good intentions behind the actions that I do, and so the results that come with it are proof of magic that I'm creating in my own life. I mean, I feel like everybody's life is destined to go one way or another, but there are a lot of personal influences that we have in regards to the decisions that we make, the way that we think, and the things that we do that affects kind of in what final path where our life is gonna go in. But so that's kind of, you know, a little overview in regards to what magic is. Drew's looking at me crazy right now.
Yo,
you got something to say?
You ever seen that meme where it's like when you high as fuck and your friends start saying some scary shit? That's me right now, bro. But
You're not even high though.
Deadass. Nah, we about to get charged up, though.
I like that. Shout out to Panera Bread.
No cap.
Charged up.
We charged up.
Panera, we need that
sponsor.
Deadass.
But no, I definitely believe in witchcraft. After we went up there this past October, last year.
To Salem.
Mm-hmm. And like, even though we were all like rushing through the museum, I was actually reading some of that stuff, and like, they was wildin'.
Mm-hmm.
They were really wildin'. But I do believe that not all witches are bad.
No.
I do believe that there's good witch and there's the evil witch and there's the wicked witch of the West.
Oh, there definitely is.
Like, literally, it's just out there. Black magic is real.
Yes, it is.
Voodoo.
I was gonna ask y'all that. Do y'all believe like curses are real? Like if someone
For
puts a
sure.
curse on your family, stuff like that.
Yep, definitely.
You kind of just said it in your passage, basically. So.
Yep.
You ever watch crazy movie? This is like a legendary movie, Midsommar. Midsommar. Y'all never seen it?
I don't think so.
Bro, this is not a spoiler or nothing, but like it's been out for a minute.
Spoilers.
It's this movie where these group of friends, this girl is going through a traumatic event in her life, and her boyfriend at the time is going on a boys' trip to Sweden, and she just happens to tag along with him and stuff. Anyway, long story short, they get there, get included into a cult that they were unaware of.
What the hell?
What?
They start getting into the cult ways, you feel me? Like seeing people like sacrifice themselves like, in the hole.
I'm good.
And there's this one part where this younger girl, she's like has to be like 16, 17, is like in love with the main character's boyfriend, but is like playing like secret games and all this stuff. She puts a curse on him.
Oh shit.
And she literally like, I'm not gonna spoil it, but like she puts a curse on him to make him fall in love with her. They end up getting together, and then the movie's crazy, but like yeah, witchcraft.
That's crazy.
In a nutshell, witchcraft is real. Like that stuff is scary.
It definitely is, and like I mean, it is very scary, especially if you have bad intention behind it, and you don't necessarily know how to like process and channel that energy. Because like, all right, like, how can I explain it? Say like, oh, you're not happy with something and you're like trying to put your energy into, you know, fixing or whatever, you never know what can happen. It kind of like goes along with the saying, be careful what you wish for, basically. Because if you really, really want that thing and you put in the work to do it, it will happen, whether it's good or it's bad. But always keep in mind, whatever you do comes with repercussions. That's where karma kicks in, and that's where doing things with good intentions and remembering that there's free will. Everybody has free will. what you do is and will come back to you, whether it's in this life or in a past life. I know a lot of times like people that have a lot of bad luck in their lives, like it's said that in a past life they could have been a very evil person, and so in this waking moment their soul is literally living through the karma of what their soul in that past life did to others or whatever the case was. Which honestly, like I could go in depth with it for hours and hours and hours, but it's, you know, the magic itself, there's so much that has to do with it in regards to just like, you know, the different ways that it's practiced. I mean, I know most people kind of assimilate magic with doing spells. And so like if you guys definitely like want to flip through this book later, there's a bunch of like spells in there that
I was gonna say, you don't catch me.
if you guys are interested, honestly, it's something that, and it's,
what kind of spells it got?
this shit actually fucking works.
Let me look at
Oh,
I'm so serious. There was,
Kayla's a real witch.
I definitely am. I definitely
Oh,
am.
no.
There's so I did that spell to get the job at Nature's Remedy. So remember?
Zamlock?
No, oh wait, the whichever one I have the
green thing?
the thingy, no, the clip on.
Yeah, it's
Oh no, bring me good news. Bring good news. So I worked at this dispensary and I waited about 2 to 2.5 years for that job.
They really got an ingredient list and a method behind everything.
So yeah,
Like
literally.
a damn recipe.
Then it is what it is. See, and I consider myself more of a kitchen witch, cause like in like the whole realm of like magic and like witches, there's like different. It bubbles down to different types of witches. I like to do my spells like. I like for them to have ingredients. I like for it to have steps. I like for, you know, it's basically like I'm cooking something. And I mean, that's when you make a plate of food, you're creating magic with your hands when you're putting together ingredients and you're adding elements like fire and water and air.
Oil and vinegar is not supposed to mix
Exactly.
together.
You're
mix it properly.
You're literally creating magic with these dishes and these plates and this food that you're feeding other people. And then these people are satisfied and they're full and they're content and they feel good. You're healing them with your food.
And then they come back for more.
Literally, exactly.
Kayla is a witch, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness.
So are you, and so are you, Drew, because every time you light your incense and you smoke your blunt, what are you doing?
No.
A ritual. That's called a ritual.
Drew's a witch.
You are too, Tarik.
I'm a wizard.
Well, yes, the wizard.
I'll take wizard,
For
I'll take
males. But yeah, it's just like this. Yeah, Drew right now is literally going crazy over.
Oh no, I'm not gonna even say that. No, let's not say that. All right?
He's going through my book right
Drew,
now,
put
looking
the
at
book
different
down.
spells,
Drew, put
and
the book
has his
down.
mouth open, and
Hey.
it's just like,
Yo,
what the fuck is going on?
No, Drew. Let's put the book down before something crazy happens.
Hey, yo, I know, right?
Send me the link.
Send me the
Send me the
link.
link.
I'm dead.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so, you know, so for me specifically, I mean, like, I feel like everybody when they're practicing and, you know, they've like been in it for a while, they kind of have their little toolkit, if you may. For me specifically, what I always like to have on hand is my grimoire, also known as the Book of Shadows. So it's basically just like a notebook where I keep all my notes, whether I do like a tarot reading or I have like a recipe for something or anything that I just want to jot down. If I have a dream, I kind of have a dream journal in there, part of it as well, because dreams are the way of your subconscious of telling you like information and what you're going through, so that in your waking life you can go about like fixing, or, you know, you're just more aware of who you are. So I always have that. I like to have a mortar and pestle, just to like grind up ingredients. Sometimes I need to grind up like cloves or cinnamon, like spices, stuff like that, mixing things together. I always keep a bunch of candles on hand, both tea lights as well as multicolored candles. And then like incense, sage, my palo santo, whenever, you know, I'm kind of getting into my space, I always like to clear out the energy first, either with sage or palo santo, and then I'll light my incense as more or less just to kind of guide me through like my moment. My crystals, of course, my tarot cards, I usually always pull one every day just as like a little guide or an overview if I have a specific question in the day that I want answered, or if I need some guidance in regards to something, I'll usually go towards that. I'll have my essential oils as well as carrier oils. So just in case I'm like mixing like a little lotion that I like want to carry, an oil that I want to like anoint myself with throughout the day, I'll need the carrier oil to dilute the essential oil in. And then obviously my plethora of herbs, spices, flowers, resins, so my ingredients, if you will, that I use in like my practices and my spells. Another really important thing to notice is, I mean, if you notice, there's like moon signs above these. So moon phases play like hand in hand in regards to when certain spells or when certain energy can and will be the strongest, or when it won't be. So, you know, like, I mean, I'm not gonna like really go in depth with it, but some of these, like, it's more important for, like, you can really do it during any time of the moon, where like some of these other ones, like, oh, maybe more just like during the full moon, new moon, or like a waning moon, right? Colors also come into play, so that's going back to my candles, where every night I'll light a little tea light and I'll kind of go to sleep with that and I'll let it burn out, just as my way of kind of checking in with the universe and with myself, you know, just like reciting or writing down an affirmation for the day to close up my day. But colors also like come into play. Every color has a different meaning to it, and it like plays hand in hand with different thing. I'm trying to see, I should have written down what the colors mean, but anyway, colors, the days also, like the days of the week also have a lot to do with like what spells you should do specifically, because you're stronger. So like I know on Thursdays, like if you want to do a money spell, Thursdays are perfect, because Thursdays are about like prosperity and money and, you know, bringing fortune to you. Going back to the colors real quick, I found the page. Black, whenever you're doing like a banishing spell or grounding spell. Blue for calming, healing, meditating, peace. Green, success, prosperity, freedom, abundance. Orange, ambition, luck, courage. Pink, romance, affection, friendship. Purple, psychic work, intuition, spell, spiritual connection, wisdom. Red, love, passion, power, attraction. White, cleansing, truth, protection, new beginnings. Yellow, creativity, learning, communication. So if I'm doing a spell specifically for that, sometimes I'll light a colored candle specifically for that spell. Literally anywhere. You can find them at Walmart, bro. I seen them at Walmart the other day, like pillars, like the pillared ones.
Say that.
Yeah.
Where do I get patchouli?
Anywhere. Like literally.
Walmart?
You can, yeah, like I've seen it like the essential oil. If you want to get like resin, like real, like the actual patchouli resin.
Which one works better with the spell?
It just depends on what you're doing, honestly. But yeah, and then the last thing too is like chakras. Your chakras have a lot to do with like spells, and then I like to go back to chakras when I'm feeling a little out of balance. Just because do you guys know what chakras are?
Yeah, Naruto.
Yes, Naruto. That's your answer?
Chakra. Right? Same shit.
Do you know what a chakra is?
Not really.
It's like their energy source. Like
Yeah.
they
So-
charge their chakra to be able to do jutsus.
Yeah, basically. I mean,
Boom!
that's the
I
point.
watch
Yeah.
anime. Yo, shout out to all my anime fans. Yeah.
So everybody has 7 chakra points, right? So it's their the crown chakras up top. Then you've got your third eye. So the crown it's like a magenta color. Your third eye, well, actually, sorry, I'm starting in the wrong order. It starts from your root. So your root is basically like where your butt bone is. So that's red. Then it goes a little like under your belly button. So like kind of halfway between like your pelvis, like where your pelvis is. That's your sacral. So that's orange. Then basically where your stomach is, where your belly button is, that's your solar plexus, that's yellow. Then you go up to your heart chakra, that's green. Then you've got your throat chakra, that's blue. And then your third eye is purple, and then the crown is magenta. So crown is basically just like your spiritual, like your spirit, like you connecting with your spirit. But if you think about it, it makes so much sense because, you know, we have energy coming through us through our crown, and we also have energy going down through our root, which is grounding us, right, through the earth. So there's like a constant flow of energy, which is that, again, never ending cycle of it. But it's super important to kind of understand those things, and you know, that's kind of where like Reiki comes into play, where if you're feeling like a little off, you go to a Reiki session that's used to balance your chakras and to kind of help heal your chakras. Certain foods, eating foods of that specific color that you want to heal help a lot. There's like even sounds, you know, and like affirmations that you can do to heal whichever one is kind of out of balance. But though all of those things kind of come into play with like spirituality and magic within itself, I thought that it was like really important to kind of point out those specific things because those kind of mean the most to me, and that's kind of what I focus my work on. And again, to kind of make it clear to everybody, yes, I am a witch, but everything that I do for myself. I've never read tarot cards for anybody else. If they want me to, I will more than gladly do so. But even then, I wouldn't even feel comfortable enough to read them because when I pull them, I'm still learning. I still have to look up the meanings of what the cards are sometimes, you know? I mean, like, I'll kind of get a sense of like what the information that it's giving me is and what the message is, but I still have yet to learn more about it in practice. But you know, in regards to like any spells that I've done, and I haven't really done that many, because again, it takes a lot out of you. Yeah, it takes a lot out of you. It just like, it requires a lot of focus and dedication, and just really just having the mentality and the like a good intention behind it, and like you want it, you know what I mean? And then you're putting in the action to actually do it. So just to go back to how I said earlier with the job, getting the job. So when I first got this book, I probably scrolled through it, I don't know, maybe for like 2-3 months. And I was waiting for this job. Like I said, I waited for it for about almost 2.5 years. Now, that week I went in for I lied. The previous week, my chef hit me up and he was like, oh, like we're kind of in the final stages of like building the facility, like expect to kind of like hear from me soon, like not, it might still be like a month out or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool, sounds good. And I was like, you know what, I want to do this spell just because I was like, fuck it, I don't know if it's gonna work, but I really want to hear back from him fucking now. I want to start working now, right? So the spell was called Bring Good News. And basically what I needed was the 4 aces from a brand new deck of cards. I needed a cup of uncooked rice, an orange candle, 9 drops of patchouli essential oil. That's why you asked about patchouli.
Most of the spells though do have patchouli in it,
And then 7 gold coins. Now for the gold coins, what I did was I literally just bought gold paint and I painted some coins. I don't know if they were like pennies maybe that I painted, but I painted them, I let them dry, and then I did the spell. So the spell basically says this,
That's cheap. Yeah,
it worked.
No, but I mean, I'm putting where the fuck was I supposed to get gold coins from?
Alright, like what is the specifics?
I'm about to tell you right now.
Behind it, like, do I need a genuine gold coin?
I mean, clearly not. If the spell worked for me and I didn't have a genuine gold coin.
No, for Drew, you need to be on your Pirates of the Caribbean. Go find some gold coins.
I'm going to El Dorado. You feel me?
I'm going to El Dorado. You feel me?
I'm going to get some gold coins for this patchouli spell.
So so just reading from the book now, it says this spell works when you are waiting for a decision to be made, and also if you have been a little down on your luck and could you do with hearing some good news. Look for the signs from the universe during the 7 days of this spell. You may notice synchronicities such as seeing certain numbers, finding white feathers, etc. When you see these signs, recognize that the magic is working and that good news is making its way to you. So basically what I had to do was I laid down, I cleared off the space on like the top of one of my cupboards so that nobody like saw it or could like put their energy onto it. So I laid down the 4 aces like in a I think I did it like north, south, east, and west, and I sprinkled the rice around them to make like a circle basically. So I anointed the candle in an upwards direction with the oil, and then I placed the coins around the rice in a circle, and then I put the candle in the center of the rice, and then I burned it every night for 7 days. And I kid you not, guys, on the 8th day, fucking Matthew called me, bro. He called me, and I was like, holy fucking shit, magic is real, and that was my topic for today.
Jesus.
Sorry. I got so excited. No, but seriously.
Point out that we are all charged up off this supercharged.
Alright. And I literally had 2 sips.
Literally.
Oh god.
No, but yeah, that shit was just fucking insane to me, and I was like, there is no way. Now, there was another time too, I remember. I didn't necessarily do a spell, but I do have an altar at home where I kind of like keep like, I like to keep like something of like each element on there. That's where I'll light my little tea candle. I have my tarot cards on there, my notebooks and stuff like that. In a bowl of water. I always like to keep a bowl of water and something sweet too, so that just to sweeten my life. But I remember this was like, I think during that month, like Venus was like really strong, and it was like, oh, like you could put, had read somewhere like if you put certain things like on your altar to kind of like represent Venus and like love, like you'll get more of that in your life. And I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. So I did that. I ended up putting these little pearl earrings that I have on there, like on my altar, and then the day after I kind of like dismantled it and I redid it, I put the earrings on that night when I went out. And tell me why I had like 3 niggas come up to me trying to talk to me. Mind you, when I go out, people don't really come up to me and talk to me. I'm just like, all right, so Venus, you're working because clearly I got some around me. Right. It's wild. There's again so much more to go into it in depth, but yeah.
They sell that at Barnes & Noble?
This, where did I get this at? Yeah, they must sell this at Barnes & Noble.
Drew's going there first thing in the morning.
I should have gotten you this for your Christmas present.
She got spells and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas is broke. About to do some spells.
But I wanted to close off my topic with a quick little quote from Oprah Winfrey. It's actually in this book. I took it out of the book. And it says, follow your instincts. That is where true wisdom manifests itself.
Okay, free.
Okay,
Is
Oprah.
win free.
Okay, Oprah.
And that is
I like
my
that.
topic for today.
I like that. I like that.
It was nice.
Yeah.
Bruja.
Thank you.
Yo, that shit is real though.
It is really real.
Yeah.
It is really, you gotta be careful with who you be around.
Yeah, you can't be playing around with magic.
Be careful who you be around. Be careful with the shit that they do, the shit that they say. Be careful with yourself. Protect your energy always, because people are out here to get you. And honestly, like you can got through other people too. And I'm saying that from personal experience, because I suffered a lot because of the repercussions and the people that somebody very important in my life dealt with when they were alive, and then when they passed away, all of that came bubbling down to me. Correct. And I truly believe that like a lot of generational curses are based in that, where it's like our ancestors did some fucked up shit and now we're paying for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm Haitian, so I'm gonna leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was a dope topic, Keyla. Magic, I like that one. Drew.
Nice.
Drew, what's the word on the street?
What a word on the street.
Word on the street. With Drewski. What's going on, everybody?
I like how you keep adding more to it.
Yeah, right? It's nice, right? But the word on the street, everybody knows what the word on the street is. Your boy Lionel Messi has finally gotten a World Cup for his team in Argentina. The 35-year-old fulfilled a lifelong dream by tasting World Cup success on Sunday as Argentina beat France in a thrilling contest on penalties. when it went down to penalties, I'm not even gonna lie. Like I was like, they got this.
Yeah. So we was at Red Lounge and stuff like that, and the game started before the show started, and we was watching it. But Argentina scored their second goal. I said, yeah, that's game. France ain't gonna win. After the show ended, France, they woke up and scored. That man, Kylian Mbappe, is the man. That was a passing of the torch.
You know what I was thinking actually today at work? I was like, Kylian Mbappe is 23 now. The next World Cup is going to be 2026. He will be 27 years old.
He just turned 24, like this week.
Yes.
And me and Isaiah was talking about it because he mentioned Erling Haaland yesterday, and I was like, basically Erling Haaland is, and Mbappe and Haaland is basically the Messi and Ronaldo of our like the new generation coming
up.
Yeah.
And I was like, Mbappe has the bigger advantage because France is always in the World Cup and on a bigger stage than Norway is. But they both are like nasty. So in that game on Sunday was definitely the passing of the torch from Messi to Mbappe. But literally being in Red Lounge where everybody was basically going for Argentina. It was like a few French fans in there. And when I mean like when they scored, it was loud. When France scored, they were loud, going crazy. And like penalties, it was like, I was standing there, and when the owner's Victor, he's like, "Yo, bro, you want to drink anything?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." They got to penalties. He's like, "Yo, you sure you don't want?" I said,
No.
"Yeah, let me get a shot."
He said, "Yeah, right now."
He's like, "Yeah, what do you want?" I was like, "Man, everyone's just watching it." And once Argentina scored that last one,
It was over.
It was a really good game. It was probably one of the best finals probably a lot of people seen in their lives.
You saw the videos of Salt Bay though?
Yes.
No.
That man
You
was
ever seen those videos?
That man was all up in their celebration, trying to like take the damn World Cup from them, basically.
No shit.
Oh, cheers.
Basically.
Didn't he get canceled? He got canceled, right?
He did.
Like last year, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, nah, that's OD.
But yeah, that pretty much is the world on the street and the world around the world. So yeah, congratulations to Lionel Messi and Argentina on the big win.
Nice.
Yeah, and this was like his last one too.
Mm-hmm.
But
he ain't coming back.
Yeah, he's not coming
4
back.
years. What is he? 30? How old is he?
He said 35.
35.
So
yeah.
he'll be like almost 40 by then. Ronaldo's 37, so he won't be back for Portugal. Luka Modric for Croatia, he probably won't be back. Neymar already said this might be his last one.
Ronaldo's done so. He's salty.
Is there an age limit?
It's not an age limit, but I mean, people
Just
start
by
getting up in age, it's like...
Yeah, by the time
I mean, once you hit your like 40s though, that's when you trade over to MLS. You come to America and play it a little bit.
Or when if
get your money up and then just be done.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, but at this point, they're already so fucking rich. Like, they don't even need to keep.
You ride the bench and you literally make $900,000 a year.
Right.
Not even getting on the pitch at all.
Right.
Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you who you think's like the favorite, because the World Cup's gonna be in North America, so it's gonna be Mexico, Canada, and U.S.
No shit.
You think France will be?
Kylian's coming back for blood.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be LeBron. What LeBron is now, he'll be.
Yeah, I think that's very true.
He will be a monster. Like people won't even want to be on the same pitches as me.
Yeah, especially with a lot of the older players from different countries not being there.
Oh,
it's gonna clear the path for him and France. I think Brazil will still be loaded.
You always gotta think about there's going to be somebody at that time when we're like, all right, Kylian got it. That's 20,
hopefully,
21, 19. That's just
coming
murdering, bro.
I'm hoping Holland gets a chance to play in it with Norway, especially with it getting extended with more countries and stuff. And then, in my opinion, I think U.S. has a really good chance because all of them are young. Like, they got far, and not many people thought they were going to do well. I mean, for what they did pretty good. So, I think, and for all of them being really young, if they get like another piece or two, I think they can really like be decent in 4 years. They can really make some real noise. But like, Netherlands will probably still be there, England will be there, like, and France would be the clear favorites, honestly. So.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah.
Nice.
That's the word on the streets. I like that one.
Yeah.
The word of the day today, ladies and gentlemen, is al dente.
Al dente.
Which means
that tortellini you finna cook after the show better be al dente.
Yeah. tortellini better be al dente.
Yo, they were bullying me. I can't even come home and cook myself a good meal of tortellini. They said, nah, you gotta wait to eat. I said, what?
Artisanal
That's not what he said.
No cap. Tortellini for the win tonight. Dinner is going down in the fucking mixing podcast studio. You feel me?
But like, we was really here for what, like a good hour before we started recording, and this man tried to start making this pot of pasta.
It's like a frozen meat.
Bro,
It's
that ass,
totally-
the
2 minutes
meat
before
was
the show.
frozen.
The tortellini.
He's trying to cook literally as we're about to start recording. Like, no, you gonna have to wait now.
Bro, that shit would have been done in like 10
Man
minutes.
said, y'all want some
10
tortellinis?
minutes.
Y'all want some tortellinis?
He
No one
literally
answered.
asked us if we
Y'all
wanted
want
tortellini
tortellinis?
for a good 10 minutes before he
That
decided
should
to
have been the
actually
word of
make
the
it.
day right there, tortellini.
Nah, I will get into that another day, but today's is al dente.
Al dente.
Especially because you're making tortellinis, it better be al dente.
Tortellini.
But what does that
Overcook
mean?
the hell out of them too.
But what does that mean? Well, what does that mean? That means to the bite, which means it's a little hard, but it has some bite to it and it's soft enough where it's gonna be eatable and
Eatable.
Eatable.
Charged
Edible?
up. ladies and
edible.
gentlemen.
I can't think of
City,
the
come
word.
here. Before
Couldn't think of
City.
the word.
Charged up.
Yeah.
Come here.
But yeah, to the bite. But I had a question for you guys, and this is something we did when we was kids, basically. But I'm sure a lot of people do it though. But we were taught like when you cook like spaghetti and stuff, well, you know it's ready when you throw it at the wall. So did you guys
I'm
ever do
dead.
that?
No, hell no.
No?
My mom will beat my ass if I threw
Hey,
pasta on the wall.
Hey.
Mommy, I know Anna wasn't like, y'all throw pasta.
So
at the
they're
wall.
like, what is
My
wrong
dad was
with
the one
you?
that told us about it. Bro, you take one
So you
string of
used to
spaghetti.
throw your pasta at the wall?
No,
Is
not
that what you're telling me?
I'm not saying when you're eating.
Bro, y'all
I'm
used to
saying
take
when
the
you're
whole
cooking.
plate of pasta.
No,
exactly.
No.
Before y'all
No.
stripped in the trash, y'all threw out the wall.
No.
No,
Why
but
would you do
exactly.
that?
Even if it's just a pot of
Hey,
water boiling with
no.
salt, and I got the spaghetti in
No.
there, and I take a piece of spaghetti and I throw that shit on the wall,
I'm-
my mom probably would have beat my ass.
I'm gonna
No.
ask Steve why them stains on that wall.
That's probably
No.
why.
That's from the pasta.
That's from the
Look.
pasta
Y'all
throwing.
throwing
Look.
pasta on the wall.
Hey, you take one string of spaghetti, you rip it apart.
Stanley
you
Steamer
take
only
small-
do carpets. You know they don't do walls.
You take a small piece, you throw it at the wall, and if it sticks, that means your pasta's done. If it didn't, alright, you still need more time on your pasta.
That's crazy.
That's how we do it. But of course, we don't do that anymore. We know we take a bite. We try to make sure it's al dente, ladies and gentlemen.
Bro, I can imagine me in my mom's kitchen literally about to take a noodle out
Dead
of the
ass,
wall.
bro.
Before it hits the wall, I'll black out because she popped me in the back of the head already, bro.
Drew like this right on the floor.
Literally.
In this position. too.
Noodle still in hand. I ain't even throw it yet.
And then she's gonna wake you up. Your noodles is burning.
I'm dead.
No, dinner's ready.
No, but yeah, that's the word of the day, ladies and gentlemen. It's al dente.
Al dente. I like that though. I think it's super important for people to know what that word is and like how to get there, because I've definitely had my fair share of either overcooked or undercooked pasta, and it's fucking disgusting.
I'd rather it overcooked than undercooked.
I would rather overcooked too,
Yeah.
but not to the point where like I'm trying to grab it and it's like just mush.
Mush.
It's just
It's
sticking
so
to the pot.
nasty.
Might as well just got like
Literally.
mush.
Yes,
Yeah.
and a trick is for pasta too. If you're not using it like right away, you can add olive oil to help it not stick together once you strain it too. So
Yes.
But when you're cooking pasta, you should never hit it with oil because
you shouldn't.
you're supposed to let the starch take the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
True,
And
but if you let it sit in it, or if you like cook it for like overnight and stuff, like if you put olive oil on it, it helps it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
like
not
when I
stick,
cook
yeah.
pasta, I usually always cook a bunch, and then I
Mhm.
use what I'm using in the moment to make my sauce. So I'll take some of the water, I'll do that thing,
Mhm.
and then I'll, like you said, I don't like to mix it with olive oil though, because I've noticed that
That taste?
sometimes no, and it could go bad a little quick, and
Right.
depending on the olive oil that you use, it could set up in the fridge.
So when you say it can go bad, like when you after you like hit with the oil, do you let it sit in the fridge for days until you use it? Or
I mean, like, I want to say no. Like, I used it like in a reasonable amount of time. The last time I did it with olive oil, it just smelled weird.
really?
Yes, I was like, all right, I'm never using olive oil again. And then like it just like it's set up, like the olive oil set up in the fridge. And maybe if you're maybe if you're using like a 50-50 olive oil,
Oh,
like
yours
veg
is the
blend,
Yours is
maybe
the
if
blend.
you use the blend, that's a little different. But if it's just straight olive oil, I usually wouldn't recommend because it does olive oil, you know, it sets up when it gets cold, obviously. But yeah.
That's interesting
kinda what I
because I
learned.
mean I've never had that problem like when we've done it and stuff like that. So.
Do you use a blend though?
Nah, I use canola.
You use,
I'm a canola kid.
you use canola? I think it depends whatever you have. But I mean, I'm sure I've done it with different olive oils or oils just in general. And
You know what oils actually become my favorite though? The avocado oil.
Oh, I love
Avocado oil
cooking
is
with
really
avocado
good,
oil.
That shit.
It has such a high smoke point too. It's so easy for you to like.
Smooth.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Man. Yo, actually, this is a mention too. We were in the kitchen the other day, and my chef was talking to this other dude in maintenance. They're just going back and forth about podcasts, and like my chef literally goes, "Yeah, there's not any really podcast out there about culinary." And I literally just looked at him, and I was just like,
Hello, sir.
I was like, well, you haven't heard of the Mixing Pot
Podcast.
Well, that's why we're here.
That is exactly why we are here to give you, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody, the tips and tricks
Yes.
from the professionals.
Yes, even if we thought a tip or a trick that we used, we still can debate about it. Say, well, this is how we did it. It might
Right.
work, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has their own little spin on everything.
It's like throwing pasta at the wall.
Right.
Look, hey, it worked. It worked. All right.
Steve, we're gonna talk about that.
Oh man. But yes, that was the word of the day. Let's get into this topic, guys. Now, I've been waiting to do this topic for a very long time since we started talking about putting the podcast together. Today's topic is Culinary School a Scam? Now, I'm not sure what the name of that podcast was where like that woman went on. She kind of said, yes, it's a scam, this and that. But I mean, we've all seen it. Everyone's seen it. Like, it was a big, I mean, it was, I don't know if it was a big name for a lot of people, but I mean, she
I think
kind of.
I sent that to you guys when it
Yeah,
came out.
I've seen it before then, so like a lot of people have seen it. So I was like, this is a perfect time to like definitely talk about it because we've been through it, we've seen it and stuff like that.
Right.
And I mean, her opinions are her opinions, so what she's went through, she went through stuff.
Totally
so
different than us, yeah.
So we can't, and we don't. I don't know what school she went to. I don't know. I don't remember what the podcast name was. I don't remember what her name was, but we just seen the clip basically.
Right.
But it's Culinary School A Scam, and she was highly like, yes, it is. So
Wait, go rewind that back.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Drew.
So there's a girl that went to school with us.
Pay attention.
no, not with us, not with us,
Oh,
not with us.
all right.
It was, I don't know what school she went to, and I don't know what her experiences were. But she was highly on the side of yes, Culinary School is a scam because of her opinions and stuff. I don't remember what her opinions was. I'm dead. I don't remember what her opinions were, but I was like, well, this is a great topic to have on a podcast. So I want to throw it to you guys first. Is Culinary School a scam? Drew, start it off, or Kayla?
Why
start it
don't
off?
start off with me?
Oh boy, Kayla started off.
Okay, so I kind of agree and I don't agree at the same time.
Okay.
I feel like for somebody that has experience with whether it's going to Eric, so rewind. The fact that we all went to a technical school, right? Like I mentioned, vocational school. Remember, I don't remember if it was last week's episode or the week before that I mentioned the fact that it was the week before that where you asked if school was hard for us or something like that.
I think when Drew asked our toughest classes.
Yeah. So because my education, my vocational technical education was it was such a great foundation. When I went to culinary school, my first year out of my 2 years was a fucking breeze. It was so easy for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, if you're already in the industry and you know you've gotten your experience, you've gained your experience, you know you educate yourself, you're active with like reading and like writing, like learning about topics and techniques, etc.
Trends within the
It
industry.
could be potentially a scam because, and it's crazy, I didn't end up going back to my bachelor's. I remember when I was leaving externship, one of my chefs from my job, he was like, why are you going to go back to school when we can teach you everything that you're going to learn in school here, and you're going to get paid for it instead of having to pay. And that's a fact, because when I ended up like just going into the workforce 100% after I graduated, I learned so much more than what I did in school in regards to savory, per se. With baking and pastry, it was a little difficult because obviously the first year, like I said, I knew and already like had learned all of the topics and techniques. So it was basically just refining and honing my skills for those. My second year, I did get into more advanced techniques that I had never like learned about. But I probably would have learned those techniques had I just stayed working where I was working. But that's the other thing. It depends on where you're working and how much effort you're willing to put into learning at a place that you're working at. Because if you're just working somewhere, they're just going to pay you to do what they want you to do. They're not going to go above and beyond with teaching you. It's that you have to show that willingness to want to learn, and you have to ask them to teach you about it. So again, I think yes and no. It could kind of go both ways depending on how you see the situation, where you come from, what you want out of your actual career, and kind of where you want to go with it.
Question: when you was at school, was there ever a time when you said, "This isn't worth it for me. I should probably just go back to work"?
Nah.
No.
I don't think. Maybe. Nah. I don't think so. I feel like had I started working before, like while I was in high school, before I went to college, before I started my first year, I probably would have felt like that in my first year. But because I had never had an actual kitchen job until externship, which was between our first and second year, when I went back for my second year, obviously it was all brand new techniques and things that we were learning. I didn't have that type of mentality.
Okay. Drew?
Me personally.
Go ahead.
No. I'm not even gonna go on a rant. Me personally, I think that culinary school is not a scam.
Okay.
Just going off what Keyla said, we all went through Votech, and I don't know if you guys also went through like family consumer science classes in high school and stuff like that, because I had a club called FCCLA, which actually got everything started for me. And I joined that just because I wanted to eat food in school. I was tired of being hungry. Why do I only have like a 30-minute period to eat lunch? Like, that's weird, like trying to eat all the time. And I joined it, and I was actually enjoying it a lot. And she seen that I had a passion for it, so she pushed me. I entered into the club and like started doing competitions, and then I found myself on the culinary path. Literally, like I was like, I'm gonna do this professionally. And going to vocational school and doing all the things that you learn there, which is really minor, it's nothing major that you're learning at both technical school. It just
depends.
piques your interest.
I'm sorry to cut you, but my chef went into very deep techniques when I was in vocational school. So I think it just depends on your chef.
it does
And the
depend on
program
your chef
itself.
and the program, yeah.
Mhm.
See, I'm not even gonna say that my chef didn't teach me a lot of things, because we did crazy stuff. Like we made a mermaid out of Crisco, bro. Like that was.
Oh
like, and we
yeah, I
got,
remember
like,
you
yeah,
telling
we
us
got,
about
like,
the titty part.
Yeah, we got like literally like 3rd place in the state of Jersey, which was
That's
cool.
fucking
3rd
awesome,
place
dude.
gold.
Yeah.
But like stuff like that, like we were team, and it's crazy to look at it now. You were taught from an early age teamwork and like how to work with your team and stuff like that.
And sense of urgency,
yeah,
which is
sense
something
of
we brought up
urgency and
last
stuff
week.
like that. Exactly. So all those things were instilled in me before I went to culinary school. Culinary school just put that shit in overdrive, bro. Like that where we went, CIA, that was no joke. Like literally, they do not play there. I don't any place. I don't even know what to say, bro. They just don't play around. Like they are really serious. Food is life, and they mean that.
Yeah.
Like you cannot walk around there without a neckerchief because you will be sent back to your dorm. Like
Literally.
they're really on a military regimen over there, and it's like.
A lot of it's old school, but there are still places that do that stuff. So they're
Exactly.
trained
I
to
mean,
do
the
that.
majority
And,
of the high-end places, the famous places that everybody's seeing all of these famous people going to,
Yeah.
that's the type of food and that's the type of kitchen environment that is going on at these places. So, of course.
And for me, it was like going to culinary school. When I first got there, I literally, when we were in orientation, I was like, okay, like, I know I gotta step up my game because everybody here did literally all the same requirements I did to get here. You feel me? Like I had to get a letter of recommendation. I know y'all had to get a letter of recommendation from an alumni or some shit like that.
I did.
Oh, I had to.
I got it.
Like
first
they
try.
gave me all these requirements. My chef went to CIA too, so like he gave me a letter of recommendation.
No, I think Chef Hickman wrote
Like-
a letter of recommendation for me.
Yeah, I
I
had
don't
to
remember
have.
anyone got it. Yeah.
No.
You had to like be at least entered. You did skills and stuff like that, right?
No.
I
You never
did skills. I did skills.
There was another one. What was it? It was
Pro-
skills
Pro
and
Start.
Pro Start. Yeah,
Those
we
stuff,
did Pro
so
Start.
when I did my application, that stuff wasn't really required. Like they was like, oh, it's a plus, and there's like scholarship money and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
if you did it. Yeah.
They didn't really care because even like ACTs and stuff, they didn't. It was like,
Oh, that's
okay,
yeah.
so we don't really need that, but hey, we'll take out some money. That was it.
Right.
That's what I think I was after though, chasing the money.
No, for
I did
like the
them.
scholarships,
Yeah.
yeah, as much money as you could
But
get.
like when I got there, I was just like, yo, like I know this is no walk in the park. Like I can't just fuck around and like do what I usually do. Like I actually have to work. And first 13 weeks, that showed, bro. Like a lot of people dropped like flies. And to be
Yeah.
honest, if you made it through that program, if you graduated and popped champagne with us, you know you made it to the end of a fucking journey, bro.
That ass. 'cause
You
that
have
shit
seen
was-
people come, you have seen people go, bro. Like literally, like it was crazy. We started off with mad heads, like, and it was a dwindling number by the end, like, and looking back at it, as much stuff as I say about CIA, like it was really a good experience, and like without that place and without that knowledge that was instilled in me till this day, like there's things I learned there that I will never forget. Like one lesson Mr. G from Katarina taught us, he was like, yo, he literally looked at me, pulled me to the side and said, one thing I'm ever gonna teach you, whether I'm here or gone, is never work for free. And literally, like till this day, like even when I'm looking at jobs and stuff like that, bro, you're trying to kick me 17, 18 and over, bro. Like,
It was more
Yeah,
or less
exactly.
like not. I mean, obviously it's like the technical part of it, but life lessons.
life
Like,
lessons that you
dead
won't
ass.
really get anywhere else. You're getting it
Mhm.
from straight professionals that have been in that profession
Yup.
for years on end.
Yup.
Like, and they came just here to this facility to teach you and instill it in you. Like, that's not no scam.
Yeah.
Not to me, at least.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Because the amount
100%.
the amount of money I'm investing in my education, shit, I know I'm gonna come out with something.
Right.
Whether it's a piece of paper that says I completed the program, or some knowledge that's gonna fucking make me a lot of money in the future. Like either or, shit, fuck it, it's not a scam to me.
Yeah.
I went.
I agree.
CIA, I went there.
All right. So I don't think it's a scam. Now again, I don't know where she went to school. I don't know what their curriculum was. And we seen ours. We had overviews. We had the curriculum for every single class, and they were books basically. Like 1-page paper for normal schools would be for us was like 5 and stuff like that. So we really had to know that stuff. Now I do understand. Yes, a lot of that stuff, like what Keyla said. If you were in high school and vocational school and you learned a lot of the basics like we did, you can go into a regular restaurant and kind of work on the line.
To touch on that though, also stemming off of that, I've noticed, because you guys know I'm still in the kitchen and stuff like that, we've gone through school, we've worked a lot of different places, and we picked up a lot of different skills, yes. But there are some restaurants that you come to, and there are people that have been there and are stagnant there. they are not learning any
They're-
new
yeah.
skills, and they have no new skills to teach you because they are not learning anything.
They just know
That way,
application,
like,
yeah.
and that's another thing that kind of takes away from you not going to culinary school, because in that program, every 3 weeks we were switching, bro.
Yep.
Like, classes were quick, and you had to learn to adapt to that, because if you didn't adapt, you were behind, bro. You were
the
getting
first
left.
yeah, the first 15
Yep.
weeks was literally fundamentals for everybody.
Literally,
It was
and-
15 weeks with your other classes, but it was 15 weeks of fundamentals.
That was
After
the
that,
first
it was,
year, basically.
yeah, and then it was literally 3 weeks. 3 weeks. We had 3 weeks of meat fabrication. We had 3 weeks of fish fabrication.
Like, and to learn everything under the sea, all the types of fish that you can fabricate within 3 weeks, that's a lot of
That's
shit.
a lot, bless you. Yes,
And you
that's
better
a
get
lot.
with it, because you will be
Bless you.
left. And
Yeah.
the reason I say that is because I feel like going through that 3 week change every week has made you so much more adaptable to situations that you are able to cope with, rather than not having that backing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, you didn't have that teaching of, oh, you can cope with this, or like, bro, I can go to work right now and literally work every station.
Literally.
Every station, and I have not worked grill, I have not worked saute. All I need to do is look at the dishes that you're putting out, and I know what it looked like.
Yeah.
I know the techniques behind everything you cook.
Mhm.
I literally know every cooking technique.
And I think that's what it bubbles down to, where I was saying, like, I wonder if that person, like, was already a professional, already had knowledge behind the techniques, because if you already know what the fuck you're doing and you go to school for it, where you know they're going to be teaching you the basics and then, like, obviously, like intros to these techniques, then yeah, you're going to think it's a scam because you already know it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
But,
this is where CIA really honestly separated itself from other culinary schools, because we took field trips to culinary school and it was a building with random classes.
Y'all never
Johnson
took
and
trips
Wales.
to CIA?
I took a field trip of it and I seen everything. And I
With
was
your
like,
school, right? Bowtie?
no, I seen it on my own. Like, we scheduled like an actual day to like go on a tour.
I didn't go for a tour. We had somebody come in
Yes.
and
We were graced, bro.
And
talk
that's-
to
And
us about it.
that's how. So basically, how I got to CIA.
I wonder how she's doing, by the way.
I know.
Nicole.
I think.
Yeah, I kept in contact with her
For a little
after.
bit.
Yeah, for a little bit. Yeah, I know she had been traveling. She was traveling a little bit,
Basically.
but
So
yeah.
basically,
Yeah, I wonder how Nicole is.
True.
So basically,
Rhode
how
Island.
how
She
I
was
got
from
to
Connecticut,
CIA.
okay?
She was.
I think, right? Yeah. Okay.
But basically, when everyone kind of figured out, like, oh, you know, I want to be a cook and stuff like that. Besides, you know, oh yeah, I play sports. Oh yeah, but when people are like, oh, you want to be? I'm like, oh, I want to be a chef. Here in Rhode Island, we have Johnson Wales. So the first thing, like, oh, so you're going to Johnson Wales, right? And they would literally just, like, stare at me like, yes, you're going there, right? And I'm like, yeah, ha. They're like, oh yeah, oh great, ha ha. But I'm like, I don't really want to go there. So literally junior year, when that lady came and really said, hey, the Culinary Institute of America, I looked at it and said, this is where I'm going. No ifs, ands, or buts. I'm not going anywhere else. Literally, that summer, I literally remember it because I told my dad about it. And like I like emailed the lady. I was like, we set up an actual meeting at a Starbucks, and I had a summer league basketball game that same day. Right before I had my game, we went to the meeting. My dad like met the lady, and she told him the same stuff she told us. He was like, "Oh yeah, we can do this." Like, oh well, of course, financial stuff we didn't work with that at that time, but we was like, "Yeah, like this is a really good school." Now, of course, you know, Mama know about this, but. And this is where I'm going to. But I literally filled out the application, first try got in. And I remember telling my class, we sat down, we all had like a family dinner and stuff like that in like senior year, and I was like, guys, I got something to tell you guys. I got into the CIA. Everyone was so happy, they was hyped and stuff like that.
Yes.
This is where like my like biggest like pivot to like getting there. If you guys don't hear it on the mics, I'm very shy, low talking. It's really a state of myself. And you guys know that.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, you're pretty cool.
I mean, now
now.
you've gotten really far. I'm really proud of you for that.
Now,
Mhm.
but without that happening, I wouldn't be there.
Round of applause for Tarik, everybody.
Yes,
But this
yes,
is-
great. No,
take a
for
shot,
sure.
take
Take
a
it. Yes,
All right, no,
I
we-
drank my drink already, but hey,
No.
we get extra charge. No,
Charge.
but to me.
No, but this is where it really had to change because my mom would literally see me like, She's like, no, you can't go to this school. Like, you need to stay home local because, like, what are you gonna do? She was like, what are you gonna do there? Like, yeah, sure, you're gonna learn, but you're not social. You don't go out. Like, how are you gonna do that stuff? And I literally had to convince her, like, I have to try. I have to get away. I have to do this stuff. Like, if I'm staying here, I'm home. I'm going to stay here, and I don't want to stay here.
I'm happy that you did that for yourself, Tarik.
And I literally had to fight her. Literally, me and her had these conversations. I literally had to like fight her to let me go to this school. And like when I got the letter and like first try, it said I got in. My dad was more hyped than me. I was just like, I got in, okay.
Bro, but you know what was crazy too though? There were other kids in my VOTEC class that applied for CIA, and some did not
And
get
they
in.
didn't get in.
And I was just like, damn, this is like serious. Like I thought it was just like, oh, anybody can apply and anyone will get in. I was like,
Right, just like,
I'm gonna get in, like whatever. Like I didn't even. Crazy story though. I was like, not bragging or anything, but I was pretty good at like hurdles and track and stuff like that in the state.
You're tall as fuck, bro. Of course you are.
So
Love that for you.
one day, I remember going back to my track coach and I was telling him like just to talk to him, and I was telling him about where I was going for college and everything. He was like, "Oh yeah, you're going to cook and stuff, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh well, you won't be needing these." And this man pulled out a stack of letters from colleges for track offers.
Oh
Wow.
And like
that must have been
literally, like,
such a difficult decision
and I
for
was
you.
just like, damn,
Holy
like,
shit.
for real, like I'm dead ass. Like, and there was a couple of letters, like he had a rubber band around that bitch, and I was just like, damn, like, well, I'm gonna cook, so like,
Right. You're like, fuck
see
it.
you,
But
throw that shit in the trash, bro.
yeah,
But
it's
nah, like,
like-
yeah.
I mean, deep down, because I bet it was like fucking awesome for you to be able to do that. Like, you got such an adrenaline.
Yeah, and, like, it
knowing
was
that
just,
you
like-
could go to those schools and have the opportunity. Like,
Exactly, and I was
yeah.
just like, bro, like, this is the #1 premier college in the
Yeah, no.
world, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it's not in the country. Like, if I wanted to go to the country, I would go to like what? Johnson Wales.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, if CIA wasn't there, Johnson Wales would be in because they are number
Exactly.
two.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's
Johnson Wells is a great school. Yeah, I
Oh, yeah.
definitely would have gone there.
I
too.
feel like
They got
y'all's
you.
experience was different because y'all did the Starbucks thing, but we was grandfathered in there because we lived in Jersey too.
Yeah.
Because we could be able to drive there. But our first taste of CIA ever, we ate in Katarina.
Nice.
And we had a preset menu and everything like that. And I
Nice.
was like, yo, this is dope. Like, I was
Nice.
lit. And I was
Yeah.
like, that was my junior year of high school, I remember. And like, I was just looking around and I was like, yo, like, these kids are students and shit. And I was asking the server, I was like, yo, is it late here? Like, is it fun? And he was like, yeah, bro, like, we have parties and shit too. Like, what? I was like,
I'm
what?
done.
Like, yo, I'm coming here. I'm going. My chef was like, yeah, you like it here? He's like, you know, it's not all fun and games. And I was just like, yeah, like, I was like, yo, I'm going to party. Like, I'm coming here to party.
Yeah.
First week, bro, I said, what?
Where the party's at?
Mm-hmm.
We
Nah,
remember-
but where we were, our start date was ridiculous. July 7th,
July.
bro.
We started literally right after
Who started
graduation.
college in July?
Again, and that
Yes,
goes back to every 3 weeks is a new start kid coming in. So you're literally in a new class every 3
But what was
weeks.
weird about it was when we started, bro, it was a ghost town. It was
It
almost
was-
like there was nobody on campus before we got there.
It was when we got there. It was like they were just graduate. They was about to just graduate.
The last
the
class.
last 3 weeks of bachelor's. So it was like everyone, no one was really in the town because other schools was done.
Oh yeah, remember there was a
were-
couple of colleges in that town too, so it
We
seemed like
literally-
nobody there.
But like literally campus
Yeah, no,
too was a
yeah,
ghost town.
yeah,
And I was
no,
like,
yeah,
like there was only a scatter of kids, and then
Yeah.
over the weeks and months and shit,
Yeah.
it starts building up, and you're like, all right, this is a
We got
university now.
there.
Right.
We got there the first 3 weeks of July. And then we went on a 3-week break. Came back, and that's when school really started. But it was like, again, going back to for me not being a scam. I had to fight my mom to get there. The first day, who do I meet? Drew. Next day, I met Josh. So then I already started to have friends and being social. So I already got that point out the way. But then it was being in the classes, feeling that pressure, learning how to fabricate meat in 3 weeks.
Learning
going
how to
through-
hold a knife right, bro.
Yes,
Right.
going through the kitchens
Deadass,
and how
doing
to serve.
cuts properly.
Proper,
Like,
just not
Yes.
just hacking
the
shit
like
like
dead
you
ass.
was in
Yes.
Votex.
Yes, how to hold it properly. How to, yo, if we didn't have our knife cuts down, yo, go to the learning center, practice. What were we doing? We was in there cutting potatoes every
Bro, I
single day,
remember.
trying to do tournays and stuff like that.
Me in my room piping fucking frosting.
Exactly.
Doing
And those
shit
little
like-
chocolate
Yup.
charts. I
Yes.
remember y'all.
Mhm.
Exactly.
I
Like,
remember that.
and then even just the experiences that I got. Now, of course, anyone like I went to Italy for bachelor's. That was only, I did bachelor's. I was only here, but ooh, all
It's
right.
like, nah, that's a good experience.
But
I'm proud
like,
of you,
Yeah.
bro.
like yes, we can all go to Italy anytime. But I mean, as a college student, nah, we can't do that. Exactly.
I'm domestic.
But
I'm
even
dead.
but even then, but even then, I learned how to get a passport. I still and then when I was in Italy, it was a culture shock. It was something different. That was stuff I'm not learning if I'm by myself. I just take a trip to Italy.
Right.
Yeah, sure, it's great to be a tourist and stuff, but I was in the classes and learning from an Italian teacher.
You remember when you told me when you first got back that your stomach was messed up out there?
Oh, I bet.
Yo, because that food is just so
Different.
fresh.
Everything is so different. The way like the country is, the environment is
Mhm.
different. The way everything's
Like,
processed
you
is
grew this
different.
naturally?
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, that'd
Yes.
be crazy. bro.
But that's our bodies.
Yeah,
If you actually think
exactly.
about it, they're filled with now is fucking junk, bro.
Literally.
Like junk.
Supercharged.
Dead
bro.
ass. But every time,
Super
yo, when I went
charged
to Colombia this time, honestly, I mean, I was pretty good, but my aunt and my like uncle, they were struggling. Like they went through it too. They got sick. My other uncle got like
'Cause
the
everything's
travelers
fast, right?
like flu or some shit like that. Yeah, because everything is just so different.
Like, that's
Mhm.
crazy how, like, in America, everything is just, bro.
So
Yes.
processed.
And then you go to
It's
other
so
countries and
processed.
people be asking you, like, yo, you're from America, like, is it lit? And you're like, no.
It's fucking like here.
You're like, what? Well, I'm here for a reason.
Dead
right now.
ass,
But
like
that's
actually
just-
living
That's
life.
just being
like,
in different cultures. If they come in, they be like, "Damn, this is America" and stuff like that. I mean, we had
That's
the
true.
we had the
Okay.
we had the
Of
foreign
course.
we had the all the exchange students. It was like, "Oh, America, oh, and this and that." So
Yeah,
it's
Yeah.
that's true. Because when we took Ian to that concert, he was lit. He was
Uh-huh.
from New York.
yeah,
And I'm just
exactly,
like, bro, it's New York.
right.
exactly.
Like, bro,
He was
that's
so
just-
watch out before you
dope.
get hit by a taxi.
That's
Right.
just different.
Nobody give a fuck.
Right.
Nobody give a fuck.
For
like.
real.
I
But
love
I-
New York.
but
Shout
I
out
mean-
New York, yeah.
That ass, shout out
Yeah.
New York.
It's
I
like,
love New York.
Shout out Side Talk NYC too.
I'm dead.
Yeah, shout them out.
But again, like the experiences I had from school, like were different. Like being in Florida in the kitchens. Now the thing I do agree with, like, oh, like if you don't really learn or apply a lot of the stuff you learn in school until you're actually in the field and actually doing it.
Mhm.
Until you're actually fabricating a fish for a service. Until you have to actually cook for 1,000 people for a catering event.
Mhm.
You won't actually, like, we had a bunch of kids at school and we had to do that stuff, but until you actually go into the kitchens outside of school, that's when you really, like, okay, this is where I need to apply it. This is where I need to be faster. This is where I need to get into that zone like we talked about last week.
Mhm.
That's where you really put it to use. But all of the
Could you
experiences.
say that you become a magician with cooking? I had to bring that.
Yes, you had to bring the magic out that you
Yes.
learned in school. Like we had French teachers, we had Chef Patanovic. He's a Croatian teacher, like from Croatia. Like
Bro,
we
I
had
can't
Italian
take this. I'm
teachers.
amped right
Bro,
now.
Like,
I
my leg
look
is-
at how much I've gotten through.
My
None.
leg is shaking right now.
Oh,
Like, we
it
had-
is.
We had there was an Asian teacher for Asians class. Like we had literally a good amount of representation at that school. There was
Mhm.
black chefs there still.
Mhm.
There wasn't many, but there were still some.
Johnson.
Mhm.
There were women bakers, like teaching and showing you what to do. There's
Yeah.
women savory chefs, like the culture. Like there, of course, there's a lot of things that we didn't like and stuff like that. Of course, we'll get into all those too later soon. But
Later
a lot of
episodes.
things, a lot of the things that were like that was really positive were actual positive things that made that school worth it, basically.
For sure.
Um,
Definitely agree. Yeah.
But there's a bunch of stories of CIA that were outlandish.
Oh God. Yeah.
You want to get into one story that was outlandish?
There's way too many outlandish ones.
Kayla, was
There are
there
too many.
was there ever one that was like, oh, that's OD?
I don't know. I don't think so. I was like, are you serious? Like,
There was a lot of "Are you serious?" but there was
Yeah.
a lot of "Oh my god."
There was one girl, bro. I don't know which practical it was.
second term practical.
I mean,
And she literally was about to drop ice in the fryer, bro.
what?
And they were like, yo, what are you doing? And then she was
Yeah.
like, I was gonna cool down the way.
No, don't do that, please.
They failed
Please,
her.
nobody do
Oh,
that.
Just doing that.
They
You
failed
will
her.
kill
automatically.
yourself.
And I was like, bro,
Automatically.
like that's, but like I wasn't even concentrated on her and about to die. Like she was about to kill us all actually if she would have dropped that ice in there. To be honest, like we would have all been dead. But like, I was just so like taken back by like how scary it was in there. It wasn't even like scary. It was nerve wracking. You feel me? Like you're just sitting there, and why did they have during our practical your peers watching you, bro, while you're cooking, bro? That made me even more nervous, bro.
Nervous,
Like,
yeah.
because everyone like took their recipe, like we all started, and they flipped the recipes over, shuffled it out. Everybody took recipes, like 5 of us or something.
Yeah.
And literally, the first person start, you just watching them, bro. Like, and you know everybody's just watching you. When you're the first person, you know you shook, bro.
And it was
Mhm.
scattered too, so
Yeah.
it's time.
And then the next person got to start, then the next person, then the next person. But like, yo, like, I don't know. And I fucked up, and I made I was supposed to make beef stew, and I made beef soup.
Wow, yeah.
And I didn't thicken my sauce. That's what it was, literally. And I was trying to sauté that shit, but I could not, bro. Like that shit was not. What I did was I was putting flour in it, but I didn't bring it to a boil to thicken it, and I had forgotten about it, and that's what fucked me. So it literally was like a fucking cloudy liquid.
Yeah. And in that sense, if you have a soup that is thin or something, you want to thicken it up, slurry, cornstarch,
cornstarch.
water, thicken it up right away.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure it's cold though when you
For
mixing
real.
it into the cornstarch before you pour it into your hot liquids.
Yes, and
If
make
not,
sure
it just won't work.
your pot is boiling before you add it too.
Mhm.
That will help it.
Flour too. Flour, you can use flour as well.
Yes. Or ruse. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah. So
that was your end of the second term practical. Meanwhile, on the other end of the school of mine, I literally had shallow poached flounder and lentil soup. I thought everything was going well. I bring my soup up, I do my veg, I cook my fish, I do my sauce, plate everything. I said, oh, this is good. I said, Chef, I'm ready. He goes, looks at his plate, he goes, are you sure? I go, yes, Chef. He goes, are you positive? I said, yes, Chef. He goes, are you positive? I said, why does this guy keep asking me this, yo? I'm ready, let's do this. He goes, okay, where's your veg for your plate? I said, oh, in my low boy.
Oh, you forgot your veg.
And then it all went downhill. It was like, this was wrong. Your soup is too thick. Your fish is undercooked. This is wrong. And I just sat there and just froze. And I said, oh no.
they don't play, bro.
He took his finger, tried the sauce. He goes, your sauce is good. That was the only thing I did good on that practical.
Bro, and you be ready to fucking, oh my
Lose
god,
it.
rage. I remember when he was like, would you feed this to your mother? Like the beef soup.
God.
He was an asshole though. He was like,
Such
what
an
is
asshole
this?
move for sure.
he literally, I put it in front of him. He was like, what is that? And I was like, beef stew, Chef. He was like, would you feed that to your mother? And I said, what? And he was like, would you feed that to your mother? I said,
Oh my God.
you know how they get too.
Yeah.
Like, and I was just like, no, Chef. And then he was like, so why would you bring it to me? And I was like, and in my head I'm like, you're my mom. Like,
Oh my gosh, then.
but anyway, like he was just rashing me, bro. Like he was like, it's not thickened, your beef is underdone, like your veg is underdone, like your veg is not even all in there. Like I'm like, bro, like your tournaise. Oh my god,
The
tournaise.
Oh my god.
I'm so happy we got out of there.
Oh my god.
But yeah, where's your tournaise? They're not tournaise. These look like what did he say? They look like cylinders. I was like cylinders.
Cylinders.
Yeah, he was just like he was grilling me, bro. And then I was tight. I was literally, but yo, when you get tight, you cannot let them know you are
Right, you
tight.
can't say shit.
You literally have
You
to
gotta
just
hold that in.
you
Hold
gotta
that
hold
shit.
that shit
No
in.
fish,
You
especially
better
nine.
make sure you get out of Roth Hall, that ass,
Mhm.
and to rage.
Look,
Mhm.
when he said I failed, I said, Hey chef, I walked away. I started crying right after I left that kitchen.
Man.
Bro,
So tight.
they said you might as well just go and reschedule your course. And I said, wow.
Well,
I was fucking packing up my knives, and my fucking paring knife sliced my pinky open.
Oh, yeah.
And I was leaking blood, bro.
yeah.
And I'm literally just holding my pinky, and they're still grilling me, and I'm just sitting there with a smile on my face and blood just coming down my hands. And I knew I looked crazy, bro. Everybody looked at me like I was crazy, bro. Like, but I was so tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been fucking sick.
Literally, I walked going back to the room. I would walk up. I got to the elevator. I see Drew. I said, "How'd you do?" He goes, "Failed. You failed."
Drew with his finger.
Drew had a bag of Skittles. Straight open them, straight pour them on the floor.
Bro, I used to love Skittles. Like back then, I used to dog Skittles, bro. Oh
And then literally,
God.
I ran to y'all, you and Laura's room. I was like, "Yo, I just failed." Y'all looked at each other and said, "All right, yeah, get your stuff. We're still going home. We can talk about it in the car." Yo.
Our chefs weren't that like.
That's crazy.
There
That
was like
fucking
there was a couple that were like a little weird. Like their delivery was just like kind of off. I'm like, I don't
What
know
was
if I
wrong
like
with
you
your
or if I
names?
don't like you because they were kind of nice, but like at the same time it could say something.
You know who I didn't like?
But like in
Coppage.
passing.
Your man's Coppage. bro.
Yeah.
He just had it
He had
up
a-
for me, bro. I don't know why. I don't think it was because of my girlfriend at the time, but like, he just did not like me, bro. And even when I was on our side, like where I was supposed to be at, he would still be on my ass.
I'm dead.
Smith, where are you going? To class, chef. Come here.
What the fuck?
I approach him. He literally opens up. I would hate when they would touch you, bro. Like, they literally would touch. Not in an inappropriate way, but like they would touch you,
To make
like
sure your
they-
uniform
to make
is
sure
checked.
your
Make sure
uniform
your-
and stuff is on, like
especially,
on some
yeah,
military
like,
shit, and like I don't touch me, bro. Like
Deadass.
please, just don't touch me. I'm not in the mood. I already gotta go to class. It's early as hell, and you're fucking with me first thing in the morning. Like, come on.
Deadass. And shit used to be mad early in the
Bro.
morning to any little
Bro.
thing to uniform.
He said, "Why does your neckerchief have a stain on it?" I said, "Bro, there's no stain on my shit, bro. Like,
Oh
come
my
on,
God.
you're fucking with me right now." Literally untie my whole thing, check it, and I say, "That's not a stain, chef." I literally wiped it off. It was some smudge shit, bro. Like, I think he put it on you, bro. When you fucking touched me, I swear on my life.
No, my
But like,
God.
I wiped it off, and he was just like, "You better be on your P's and Q's," and I was just like, "Okay, chef." Literally had to tie my neckerchief, and he watched me tie it in front of him,
Yep.
and I had to walk to class. I was late.
No.
Thanks for making me
Right.
late, bro.
Thanks for making me late.
What Boogie used to do when he didn't have his neckerchief, he would come to class, grab a long enough piece of paper
Paper
towel,
towel.
and just wrap it. I used to be like, and he would get away with it too. I used to be like, bro, what? They didn't really check that? That's crazy.
Right. You could tell so like right away, but
No, when they used to see your face and if you weren't clean shaven, bro, like I
That was
remember
before I was even grown, really.
literally, there was like nothing on my face.
2015.
They used to
Deadass.
What
literally
a
one
time
day.
to be alive.
One day, literally, we're in fundamentals, and Chef Schwartz was doing something. He had like some sauce, and he had it on his finger. And he like went like this to a girl. And she's like, "No, ha!" And he looks at me and like hits me with it. I'm like, and everyone's laughing. He goes, "You didn't shave today." I said, "Bro, you should never touch me. Don't stop that. Go back to the demo, bro."
See, when they touch, like they
Mm.
do shit like that. Like, I don't like that. But yeah, it was a journey.
yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah.
For sure.
We're definitely getting into a lot more stories soon. So
Yeah.
that was just a snippet of what we've been through.
Right.
There's so many more stories we gotta go into, especially when we start having guests on, like Albert.
Mhm.
He got stories for days.
For
So,
me.
but yeah, guys, that is our episode for today.
Yes,
Episode
I love
two
it. That was
plus.
fun. We
Yeah.
had some technical difficulties at the beginning,
Yeah.
but
I'm charged
we
up.
got it
Yeah,
figured
we were
out.
we're all charged up.
All charged up.
But,
Kayla.
Nah, that should be good. I gotta like pour some alcohol in there. That's what I'm thinking about right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
To be honest,
Charged.
cause yeah.
We're about to have some tortellinis, right, Drew? You gonna make some tortellinis?
Oh yeah.
Bro,
Make it totally.
yeah, I guess I gotta make
He said fog.
Oh, shit, I got
should've
enough
made that shit
caffeine
earlier.
to make- Yeah, fuck you.
Anyway.
bullying me. You wouldn't let me make tortellini in my own damn house. This is
you're
robbery.
lying to them.
This is robbery.
Kayla, you want to let them know where they can find you at?
Yes, you guys can find me at Zoe_Keyla. That's ZOE_KEYLA on Instagram and TikTok. And you can find me at the Mixing Pot Podcast every Friday. Just talking about some great shit. So let's get it, guys.
Drew, where can they find you at?
Yo, you can find me on IG at I_love_you_Drew. I_love_you_Drew. But even if you type I love you Drew fully out, it's still gonna appear the first search. You feel me? And you can also catch me at Second Human. Yeah, we have some upcoming projects coming. Yes, in development. And you can also catch me at the Mixing Pot Podcast every Friday at 11 a.m. 10 a.m. Yeah, I'm gonna get that right one of these episodes. Only second one.
Only two in.
We're gonna get it right.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna get it right.
And also you can catch Titty on the Mixing
No,
Pot
we didn't
Podcast
catch her.
as well.
No,
He is the studio cat. I have to shout him out. You know, that's my son.
Definitely gave him some gifts for Christmas.
Exactly.
Right
We
there.
got some gifts
You
in
guys
there.
can see him
He
wearing
ain't
them.
deserve it, but like you know, it's whatever. But like yeah,
He did deserve it. He's a good boy. He's a good boy to me.
Look at him already.
Well, yeah, because that's what he's supposed to be doing. My cat, I know, is probably either doing the same thing at the crib or sleeping. One of the two.
That cat is evil. Both of y'all. Both of them.
Yeah, my cat is definitely evil.
Both of them. Where can we catch you at, Chef Tarik?
You guys can find me at cheftarik.co, Instagram and TikTok, cheftarik401 on Facebook. Look out for the cheftarikcompany.com websites, which will be very soon. Also be on the lookout for the Mixing Up with Chef Tarik Volume 1 cookbook, which will be out very soon as well. Mixing Up with Chef Tarik every Sunday 11 a.m. Instagram and YouTube. We also be going on Twitch soon, so make sure you guys stay tuned and follow that.
Definitely.
And then also follow us on the Mixing Pot Podcast, Instagram and TikTok. The Mixing INXNG podcast. We have a lot of clips that we've been putting up, so you guys can go check out the clips, interact with us. And tell us what you guys think.
For sure. Let us know if you guys want us to talk about anything.
Yeah, if you guys have culinary topics or questions,
Big facts.
If you guys have questions you guys want to
know,
you guys can throw them out as well. We'll just write them down. We'll try to answer them as best as we can on here as well. And make sure you guys watch on YouTube, subscribe, share, and listen to it on Spotify. We're working on getting it on other platforms as well. But right now it's on Anchor and Spotify. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Subscribe, like, share with your friends. Let them know they got a culinary podcast out there, so you guys can all listen to.
Yes.
That is all I have, guys. You guys have anything?
This episode
Catch
is
us here
sponsored by
next week.
Oreo.
You trying to get this Panera sponsorship?
We trying to get this Panera money,
Panera.
so like Panera, we're charged up.
Y'all, time Panera.
Panera times Mixing Pot Podcast.
Time Panera, time Oreo.
We can't go an episode without our charged up lemonade.
Goslings, look at that. The ginger beer.
We're gonna get these sponsors.
Shout out to Oreo, America's favorite cookie. You feel me? That's Drew's favorite cookie. It's Kayla's favorite cookie, and Tarik's. We want that money.
Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening to today's podcast. We will see you guys next week.
Peace, y'all. Peace, y'all, to the camera.